Alright, and we are back testing. So I have gotten the DLC. It seems that it's even shorter than the other one. It's like apparently like 10 to 15 minutes. So we might have to cut today's stream a little bit shorter than I was planning to. But that is perfectly fine, no worries. And we will make adjustments for the other scheduled session of Dagon, as we seem to have like completely bulldozed our way through the content. But it is what it is. We can play more games this way. It's perfectly fine. Now I do want to take like just 2 or 3 minutes. I wanted to showcase this outfit. This will be what I'm gonna be wearing for this whole week in the end of October. It's my Naughty Nun costume for Halloween, and it's also gonna be a staple of the channel. So I hope you all like it. Now the other story that is part of the DLC of the game. Thank you. This other DLC, it seems to be the adaptation of a story that H.P. Lovecraft wrote when he was like, I think it's 7 years old. And he was 7 years old, so this tells us that he clearly had like the buildings of like since a very young age. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna be looking at, but I hope it's pretty good. And thus, without further ado, we're gonna head right into it. Alright, so The Little Glass Bottle is a short adaptation of a story by Howard Phillips Lovecraft, if somebody ever like wondered what HP means. Written when he was about 7 years old. The original words and spelling have been kept to keep the like childish approach to it. And now this is the most important thing for me at the very least. All profits from the DLCs are being donated. Right now the humanitarian end for these donations is for the Ukrainian war. So it's like less than $10 Canadian even, so you know, not actual real money. And it really goes and helps support our fellow human beings. So it'll be something really nice that if somebody has the interest in to help and participate, it'll be really cool.
Eve 2, there's something floating to the leeward.
I'm not exactly sure what the leeward is. Is that supposed to be left or is that supposed to be right? Or am I supposed to be turning it?
The speaker was a short, stockily built man whose name was William Jones.
Okay.
He was the captain of a small catboat in which he and a party of men were sailing at the time the story opens.
I'm guessing this is William Jones.
Aye, aye, sir, answered John Towers, and the boat was brought to a standstill.
Or we are William Jones. Alright, John. Good job.
Captain Jones reached out his hand for the object which he now discerned to be a glass bottle.
I mean, if they saw that, like, in the sea, I'm actually surprised that they see.
Nothing but a rum flask that the men on the passing boat threw over, he said. But from an impulse of curiosity, he reached out for it.
Nothing else to do but grab it.
It was a rum flask, and he was about to throw it away when he noticed a piece of paper in it.
Oh, the classic trope of the message in the bottle.
He pulled it out, and on it read the following.
I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. Message in a bottle. No?
January 1st, 1864.
I'm Joan Jones?
I am John Jones, who writes this letter. My ship is fast sinking with the treasure on board. I am where it is marked on the enclosed chart.
Okay.
Captain Jones turned the sheet over, and the other side was a chart.
Alright, so the Indian Ocean, Australia, and over the side it says dotted lines represent course we took.
On the edge were written these words. Dotted lines represent course we took. Towers, said Captain Jones excitedly. Read this. Towers did as he was directed. I think it would pay to go, said Captain Jones. Do you?
I mean, how are they gonna get there, like, on these tiny sheep? Like, the ship is not big enough for that. Also, I honestly thought that I was like a person on an island over there. And I bet it's actually a lighthouse, but I probably am just like a little bit scared.
Just as you say, replied Towers. We'll charter a schooner this very day, said the excited captain.
Well, charter a schooner. I have no idea what schooner means.
All right, said Towers.
Alright, and of course we're gonna touch the lighthouse to move to the next scene. It's funny that I just made a reference to that.
So they hired a boat.
Alright, so we're gonna be moving in a way bigger boat. I actually love that they like completely fleshed out the small island part here with the lighthouse and everything. The amount of detail is pretty well done. And like usually they only allow you to like move in like say 180 degrees, but this time you can like spin around 360. Like this is probably the point where they spent most of the time building up the DLC. There's even like the light effect for the camera. That is pretty cool. Alright, we grab all of these boxes. Ooh, boxes!
And started off governed by the dotted lines of the chart.
It's still just 2 people, 3 people. I don't think this is a very good idea. They should have brought more people. Like an actual crew. Sorry, they're missing the what? Nakamas. Yeah, they're missing Nakamas. No Nakama power. It's just like 3 people. Oh no, wait, there's another one here. H.P. Lovecraft learned to read at the age of 4. That is actually amazing. I mean, it's actually not a surprise per se that he was like a kid genius. He was interested in exact science, especially chemistry. As a 9-year-old, he even started publishing his own amateur magazine. the Scientific Cassette. And sometime later, the series The Chemistry. Around 1900, the future master of horror developed an interest in Antarctica and began writing treatises on expeditions to the continent. This undoubtedly influenced one of his famous works, At the Mountains of Madness, written 30 years later. As a 12-year-old, Lovecraft discovered astronomy, which he later considered his most moving experience. Not surprising considering that most of his work goes around cosmic horror, which is I just saw later, mentioned there, realizing the mystery of the cosmos had a huge impact on his worldview and work, laying the foundation for his cosmic horror genre. The majesty of the concept of an expanding universe still makes me shudder in a unique manner. A Confession of Fate, 1922.
In 4 weeks, they reached the place where directed.
Oh, for a moment I thought it was a person. And I thought they had lost one of them. But no, it's just like a swimmer suit right there. Like a diver equipment.
And the divers went down.
Is there another person here, or are they just gonna leave the boat basically unmanned? Again, terrible idea. Why didn't they bring more people? Bring more people! This was badly planned. I'm sure all of this could have been avoided. No, for real, who's up there looking at the boat? Who's taking care of the boat? This is a bad plan. Should the red eyes be concerning us? Grandpa? Whipple Van Buren Phillips. Lovecraft's grandfather was a very important figure in his life. As the writer started himself, my beloved grandfather became the center of my universe. Van Buren Phillips introduced his grandson to various works of art he brought from his travels, exchanged letters with him, and helped him develop his passions. He largely replaced Lovecraft's dead father. Interestingly, he also cured him of his fear of the dark, by encouraging him to walk through a series of dark rooms. John Howard's grandfather was probably the only family member that Lovecraft improvised mystery tales, which undoubtedly influenced his later work. Now, I'm not completely against this, theory of getting cured of your fears by facing them. More or less, that is what, I am doing through streaming. But it can also backfire terribly. Alright, we have an anchor. And this is either a pocket watch or a canteen. There doesn't seem to be anything else to click on. Alright, now where is everybody else?
And came up with an iron bottle.
So yeah, canteen.
They found in it the following lines scribbled on a piece of brown paper.
Now let me just see that there is nothing else to click on. Nope.
December 3rd, 1880. Dear Searcher, excuse me for the practical joke I have played on you, but it serves you right to find nothing for your foolish act.
Wait. What?
Well, it does, said Captain Jones. Go on. However, I will defray your expenses to and from the place you found your body.
What?
I think it will be $250, so that amount you will find in an iron box. I know where you found the bottle, because I put this bottle here. And the iron box. And then found a good place to put the second bottle. Hoping the enclosed money will defray your expenses some I close. Anonymous.
I'm guessing this is what they meant when they mentioned that they were putting like the original spelling of the words. There are a few puzzling elements in the little glass bottle. The number 25.0.00, which is not a typo as this amount appears in the text 3 times. It is not entirely clear why Lovecraft decided to write out the number this way, and what he meant by it. While publishers and translators interpret it in various ways, in our opinion, he most likely meant 250. The map used in the game replicates the original version drawn by Lovecraft for the story. Yeah, I did notice that it says Australia. Maybe young Howard was already creating his own lands? An unknown island in his imagination? No, probably not. I think that is stretching it a little bit too far, in my opinion. It is also puzzling that the dates in the letters in both are almost 17 years apart. That part I did not, notice. I appreciate the information.
I'd like to kick his head off, said Captain Jones.
I mean, I probably would too.
Here, diver, go and get the $250.
And we're gonna put on the helmet again, or we're gonna kick it? Put it on again. And there's the box. Is there anything else to grab here? Probably not.
In a minute, the diver came up bearing an iron box.
Nothing else interesting to click on.
Inside it was found $250.
In very old silver dollar coins.
It defrayed their expenses, but I hardly think that they will ever go to a mysterious place as directed by a mysterious bottle.
I mean, we all like the fantasy of finding a message in a bottle that leads to treasure. I think it's pretty logical for a young H.P. Lovecraft to make a story about that. I think that was very well done. I really enjoyed that. Even the second story, it was actually funny. Very well. I think we're gonna... Oop. Alright, as we have finished everything that we had set to accomplish today, I think this might be a good place to stop the streaming for the night. We are not too far from the usual ending point, as I aim to stream approximately 2 hours. It was like an hour and 20 minutes today, but that's not too bad. I will make an adjustment to the schedule. I will probably post on Twitter if there's like any game in particular that people would like to see for the other slot for Dagon. As I was actually hoping for it to be a little bit longer. Tomorrow we're gonna start with another game. It's called Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace. It's based also on the Cthulhu Mythos, but this one is also heavily inspired by the board game Arkham Horror that has had several editions and revisions, so I'm really looking forward to it. It seems to be like an kinda tactical turn-based game with like heavy investigation and combat, so I'm really looking forward to that one. For the Thursday Dagon event, we're gonna do something else. I'm not exactly sure what it's gonna be yet, but we'll do something about it, definitely, something fun. Anyway, I thank you all so much for coming in today and tuning in. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna try and figure out how to actually rate somebody. I have no idea how to do it, so I apologize in advance if I screw up somehow, okay? Just a moment. How do we do these? Here it is. I found it. We are gonna rate Inkness, who is playing Phasmophobia.